So welcome everyone again to the second part of our Global Business Services Survey podcast, where we are actually sharing with you the key and most interesting outcomes of our latest Deloitte Global Business Services Survey. I am here with my peers from Central Europe. I have Teresa de Bardi, partner from the Czech Republic, leading the finance, resource outsourcing, and operate services. I have Tomáš Hušner, who is leading Global Business Services Advisory in Romania. And I have here with me Zdenek Steiger, who is leading the GBS Advisory Services in the Czech Republic. And also we have here Dora Nitrai, who is a member of the GBS Advisory team here in Hungary and who is facilitating our discussion. So we are continuing our discussion on the survey.
Continuing with the talent agenda, talent continues to be the top priority in the GBS sector. Over the past 4 years, skill gaps, high turnover, and rising labor costs have remained persistent challenges. A growing concern is the difficulty in establishing a strong GBS brand within organization, which affect talent attraction and also retention. Looking ahead, most GBS leaders expect GenAI and AI in general to fundamentally reshape the workforce, driving innovation, boosting productivity, and reducing reliance on traditional roles. This shift will create strong demand for AI-related skills, such as data science, AI ethics, system management, making the upskilling and reskilling critical for the future workforce readiness. Given this data, I would like to get your view, Teresa. What are the biggest gaps between the skills in demand and what's currently available in the Central European talent pool?
Great question, especially relevant as GBS organizations in Central Europe evolve rapidly under pressure from the automation, AI, and digital transformation. We have heard it already in the past minutes, like many times. So first, there is a lot on the skill set that needs to be there for the upcoming future. But let's have a look on the top skills that are key to keep the pace with the AI and tech development in general. And I'm talking globally now. So first, I think it's digital and analytical fluency. So the ability to interpret the data, future prediction, as Zdeněk mentioned as well. So it's not just data entry. And it's also understanding of the automation tools and utilization of their full potential. Second is AI awareness in general. So familiarity with AI use cases, ability to integrate AI tools in your daily work. And this is like valid for everyone in the organization. And really working effectively in this hybrid tech and human teams. So this is something that changed rapidly, and we are still not there in understanding how to do this effectively. Third thing from the skill set, I would say, is process thinking and process knowledge. And this has been there and is there, but this is much more combined with this ability to improve in the hybrid tech-human combination, and also ability to identify in an agile way the automation opportunities, but not on a program basis, like I have to identify automation opportunity like 3 per month. I need to do that on really daily basis again. So everything is much faster and quicker, and this is the skill set, to switch from one another and have it like continuously as something built in yourself. And fourth, very important thing that, however, comes with experience, is business acumen and ability to solve problems in this business environment, ability to connect the process data with the business outcomes, and also a very strong customer service orientation with this digital twist again. So it's not the customer service as we had in the past. It's something much more elevated, I would say, and different from what we did in the past. So this is a very strong skill set mix, which requires really even stronger connection of different kind of personalities, even of age groups, and there is a strong prerequisite of a seamless collaboration across the enterprise. And this will allow us to leverage really fully on what is ahead of us. And if I then get to your question, Doria, finally, I think the main gaps are few. First is the data-driven mindset, which is needed, but the task focus is still persisting. So we are used, and the talent pool is used to act on based on tasks. So what I have to do, not how I use the data to do the things. And so moving from the transactional to this insight-driven work might be quite lengthy and ask for different approach. Second is the AI readiness. So there is still a low awareness and the level of utilization of AI in daily operations. There is even kind of limited real-life learning opportunity due to the security and regulatory limitations that are implemented in the company and in the society, and also the speed of learning. So the upskilling is not always effective and scalable. It's done on small batches. A third thing, and it was mentioned as well, is the end-to-end process ownership. So we are gapping in seeing the processes in a more holistic way, which would allow you to understand the overall potential for digitalization and for utilization of the technologies and tools that we have available. And fourth is our old friend, resistance to change, and quite low confidence in the new tools, but from a large portion of the workforce. So if I look on Central Europe, I think that it was mentioned already by Tomáš, Esther, and Zdeněk, Central Europe. So just quickly, Central Europe, approximately 20 geographies, which is 20 languages, top universities, young people moving from across Europe to beautiful cities in Central Europe, which are often ranked as the top cities to live in. So we have a really large concentration of young and agile workforce. So this is for me the diversity of the talent pool. The second thing, the diversity brings innovation. So in our countries in Central Europe, there are homes to some of the largest tech communities and incubators. Some of our tech startups are growing to global enterprises in the past 10 years. And this for me equals innovation. And third thing, we have 25 years of shared services history in the region. We have seasoned leaders, we have experts that understand the processes end to end, and we have fluency in working across functions and geos. And this is for me experience. So this mix of talent, innovation, experience are the three things that make us in Central Europe and Central Europeans really successful and relevant for the future. And it's up to us how we approach this advantage and bring it forward.
Sorry, I would like to add to that, and thank you, Teresa. Just giving you some examples that I have seen in the C market, some practical examples, how GBS centers are trying to grow up to this challenge that you have very neatly summarized. So I can see that there are very robust learning and development programs, very often combined with assignments, so that the GBS and the serviced locations and markets and business units get together, work together as one team, and learn from each other. And that is a really successful cooperation. What I have seen, several companies apply collaboration platforms where they really try to build up a community for innovation, for sharing experiences, what you have mentioned as well, Teresa. And also I have seen initiatives where they are trying to combine for example, digitalization, AI solutions with continuous improvement. So try to inbuild and incorporate these new elements like digitalization, AI use cases into the business as usual work, into the culture of the companies and the centers. And last but not the least, I have seen several times where companies are using outsource providers or this build, operate, transform model to have these capabilities built outside with an external support and then transition it back or sometimes still keep it out in outsource provider. So that's another way of coming up and growing up to the new talent requirements, as far as I could see from my clients.
Thank you very much, Teresa and Esther, for your response. So let's explore the next key theme from the survey, which is the customer experience layer. Customer experience is becoming increasingly important for GPS organizations. To improve it, they are focusing on transparency and feedback, supported by innovative, customer-centric, and tech-driven solutions. Top investments include infrastructures and tools, transparent case tracking and KPIs, and the voice of the customer service, all aimed to boost service efficiency, accountability, and responsiveness. Tomas, in what ways might shifting customer experience expectation influence the GPS sector? What is your perspective on this?
Thank you, Dori. I would say from my perspective, if people think about customer experience today without seeing the results of the survey, you would say it's mostly about service management, right? This is what we have been seeing in the past. So implementing some ticketing tool and making sure that everything is fast and tracked and that, recorded, so to say. And I think we have shifted from that a little bit to what I think everybody's seeing, end-to-end processes, which are standardized across the regions or ideally globally. You see the automation to drive efficiencies and drive productivity. We see global process owners and sort of multifunctional processes. So I think we all see that, and that improves, of course, the overall service delivery. But I think now it's shifting a little bit into other areas. So one is and I can, speak for myself because I'm also a customer of our own shared service center. I think number one is speed and quality. Like right now, you want everything immediately and you want it done right the first time. And I think this is a big advantage that we have in Europe. And of course, this is something that can be greatly supported by AI or some, data analytics tools. I think the second one is the customization of the service. So again, we expect that everybody will be a sort of partner to the business. They understand what is my specific need. Maybe they even understand what shifted in the economic environment. What is the market? What is the client segment? How to approach these different areas. So I think the customization and personalization of that service is a top one. And I would say also the measurement. Yeah, and I have seen this a lot, that we are now sort of, and I wouldn't say it's bad or good, but sort of obsessed with measuring the KPIs because everybody wants to know, I have signed a service level agreement. Am I getting the KPI that we agreed? But what I think is a little bit tricky here is that a lot of the times it's used to compare the shared service to an external provider. So not only do we have competition on the market with sort of different regions, but we are also getting competition. Now, the shared service center itself is getting competition from potential external providers because you can actually measure the KPI, right? What I see a lot now is that companies are measuring things like customer satisfaction or employee net promoter score. So these sort of things are having like qualitative surveys, which I think is really, really good. And that's something that's omitted sort of in the KPIs. And one last thing I wanted to mention, I think, and it was mentioned throughout the presentation today, is the upskilling of employees. I think none of this will be possible if you don't invest, and in my opinion, in two things. One is obviously AI or some Gen AI capabilities of the employees themselves so that they can make the service better. And second, I think, is data analytics. And this, we have discussed this for many, many years, but now because all of the data is concentrated in the shared services and we have the AI engine, I really think this is something that, let's say, the customers of the shared services are looking forward to a lot, that now you can really get the power from the shared service very easily. And really, in my opinion, I think this is a very, very strong case, especially for Europe, because we understand that transactional services is not the way to go for the future for us. And I think AI and data analytics is something that can even basically very easily be implemented into some of the centers. So again, as I was saying in the other section, I'm really curious what's going to be the outcome of the survey, the next one, because always, of course, this one has a delay, and we as consultants, we see it with our clients, what's happening sort of real time in this year in 2025.
I would like to add to what Tomáš has just said, and I completely agree with what you have said. I really believe that the challenge is that there is some contradiction between cost efficiency and customized customer support, which is very much in relation with customer satisfaction, right? And it has been a dilemma for this sector for several years now. And what I have seen, how these companies are trying to tackle these issues, is first coming up with a customer experience strategy, trying to shift from a service mode to customer centricity mode, to understand the whole customer life cycle and also understand the moments that matter. So really trying to introduce the design thinking into customer management. They are coming up with a very well-positioned customer interaction strategy. So how we are communicate with our customers, that partly you have mentioned as well, trying to find a tailored technology and tool, a good ticketing tool that really allows very efficient and two-way communication with our clients, and also coming up with business partnering as a concept, right? Which is more like giving more customized support. So there are quite a lot of tools that these companies are using, but for sure there needs to be a shift in the mindset with regards to customer centricity from a service mode.
Thank you, Tomáš and Esther, for your responses. Finishing off with the final section of our discussion panel, a hot topic of today's GBS environment, AI. As GenAI rapidly gains momentum, it now leads GBS investment priorities alongside automation. However, establishing global standard processes and strong end-to-end process ownership remains essential to fully realize the automation's potential. The combined focus on AI, standardized operations, and talent upskilling reflects a strategic push to boost productivity and efficiency through technology and workforce readiness. The study reveals the key challenges in GenAI adoption include the poor data quality, lack of governance, and security gaps, causing GBS organizations to fall short of the expected savings. According to the survey results, a lack of clear AI strategy and also value proposition further drives up the cost and inefficiencies. Given what the data shows, Zdeněk, how do these advanced technologies reshape the way the GBS centers operate today, especially in the Central Europe region? And what steps can companies take to successfully implement AI solutions?
Thanks, Zori. Actually, I will be, with the first question, I'll be most likely very, very swift, yeah, because some of the answers already were heard during the session. So how it will reshape? Obviously, with all the technology and implementation of the new technologies, there are always being some changes. So we will be going from transactional activities to more overseeing activities. what also Teresa mentioned, there will be more data-driven insights and decision makings. Again, so you will need a bit different skill set. So you will need to transform a bit of the workforce, meaning that you will need to upskill or reskill existing workforce or acquire a new one. And where I see a big potential still going forward is to be a bit more closer to the clients. So to focus on the customer experience. It can be through obviously through the technology with all the AI powered chatbots, virtual assistants, but also here within CE region, within Central European region, when we know the culture of our clients here in Europe, we can really be a good, I would say, client-centric team that is supporting their needs. Maybe to the second questions, what steps the companies should do. For me, it's always with every technology, no matter if we are talking about the Gen AI or whatever will come next, to define a clear strategy and use cases. Yeah. So what kind of business problem or what kind of opportunity you are trying to tackle? Don't get in love just with the technology, just create a business case, what can be the impact, what you are trying to deliver, how to measure it, and so on. So this should be clear at the start, before you will dive in. The key, factor, and that was also one of the challenges we see, was obviously the data readiness. So, to have a good quality data, to do the cleansing, to have the data accessible, to know, to have the good governance, frameworks over the data. This is obviously a key. Again, repeating myself. So to what is key for successful implementation is to have the talent. Yeah, without it, you are not moving forward. So again, to either hire or upskill specialized talents, AI engineers, data scientists. So you see that from the maybe AP analysts, we are moving more closer to the IT driven data talent pool. And obviously, it's not really my field of expertise, but you should find the right technology. You should find the right partner for implementation that will walk you through it. And when I'm just thinking of it, last not least, which is very often forgotten or not emphasized, is to have and prioritize change management when you are implementing the new technology. So to communicate proactively with all the employees, to secure leadership buy-in, to have good trainings, to have successful widespread technology adoption. Yeah, this is like I would say 5 points that I'm usually mentioning also to the clients.
Thank you very much, Zdeněk.
Thank you very much for everyone for listening to us, and thank you very much for my discussion partners in this podcast. I think it has been a very insightful and interesting discussion. We could even talk about it for hours, I suppose. And I really hope that we will have the opportunity to continue, and really hope that you will find all those interesting elements that we wanted to give to you. So goodbye to everyone, and see you next time at our upcoming podcast.